Awaken Light Audio. Awaken your mind. Ignite your light.
Force yourself to live your life. Break free from what's holding you back. What if the life you're waiting for is already within reach, but you've been too loyal to your limitations to grab it? What if the weight holding you back is not from the world around you, but the stories you keep telling yourself? And what if freedom isn't something you stumble into, but something you have to force yourself to walk toward, even when it hurts? You see, no one ever drifts into a meaningful life. You don't accidentally become fulfilled. You don't stumble into peace, growth, purpose. You build it, you choose it. And most days, you have to force it, not because you're weak, but because you're healing, because you're rising through the gravity of old habits, pain, and fears that have held you for far too long. The truth is, your life won't change when it gets easier. Changes when you get stronger, and strength doesn't just arrive. It's forged in the moments when you do the thing you don't feel like doing, when you let go of what you've outgrown, when you take the first step, even while doubting the second. This isn't about hype. This is about healing, and healing often looks like this: saying no when you used to say yes, walking away from comfort, making peace with being misunderstood, and showing up for your life before you feel ready. So if you've been waiting for a sign, for permission, for the fear to finally go away, this is your wake-up call. Don't wait for it to feel easy. Force yourself to start living now. Welcome to your breakthrough. Chapter 1. The baggage you carry is not yours to keep. You can't fly if you're dragging what was never meant for your future. We all carry something: a memory, a wound, a regret, an apology that never came, a version of ourselves that no longer fits, but we wear it anyway, like a coat that's 2 sizes too small. And every day, you try to move forward, but the weight of what you haven't released keeps pulling you back. But here's what no one tells you. Not all the pain you carry belongs to you. Some of it was passed down, some of it was projected onto you, some of it you picked up because you thought carrying it made you stronger. But strength isn't proven by how much pain you can carry. It's revealed by how much pain you're willing to release. Because holding on doesn't make you brave. Letting go does. Why do we hold it then? Because it's familiar. Because it became part of our identity. Because somewhere along the way, we started believing that pain was proof of loyalty to people, to the past, to a version of ourselves we no longer need to be. But tell me this: if carrying it hasn't healed you, if dragging it hasn't helped you grow, if reliving it hasn't moved you forward, then why are you still holding it? Let me tell you something hard but healing. You are not responsible for everything that happened to you, but you are responsible for deciding what to do with it. Now, the story might not be your fault, but the next chapter is your choice. Letting go doesn't erase what happened. It just ends its power to define you. It says, I can honor what shaped me without letting it stop me. It's not about pretending you weren't hurt. It's about refusing to be owned by it anymore. The first practice, the release list right now. Take out a piece of paper. Write down the things you know you've been carrying silently, painfully, secretly. The guilt, the comparison, the voice that says you're still not enough, the person you keep trying to please, the moment that broke you but still whispers your name. And beside each one, write, I am allowed to. Put this down. You don't need anyone's permission to move on, only your own. Remind yourself, I am not my history. I am not their words. I am not the pain I didn't ask for. I am the one who decides what I carry next. And today, I choose freedom. Chapter 2. Letting go is a decision, not a feeling. Waiting to feel ready is how you stay stuck. Letting go is hard. Not because we don't know it's time, but because we're waiting for the pain to stop. Before we walk away, we're waiting for clarity to strike like lightning. We're waiting for the fear to disappear. But here's the truth. Most people never tell you. Letting go doesn't begin with a feeling. It begins with a choice. You won't always feel ready. You won't always feel strong, but you don't need to, because healing isn't about how you feel. It's about what you choose to do in spite of it. The truth is, if you wait to feel ready, you'll wait your entire life because feelings change. They fluctuate with weather, sleep, hormones, memory, but choices. They build direction. Letting go doesn't always feel like freedom at first. Sometimes it feels like grief. Sometimes it feels like fear. Sometimes it feels like you're losing a part of yourself, because you are. But what you're letting go of isn't you. It's a version of you built around survival, around staying safe, around not rocking the boat, and growth. Growth requires rocking the boat. You don't let go because it's easy. You let go because holding on is costing you peace. You let go because your future deserves space. You let go because the next version of you can't rise while you're still clinging to an expired story. Second, practice. Decide, even if you're scared. Think of one thing you've been delaying letting go of. A habit, a person, a belief, a version of yourself that you keep rehearsing, even though it keeps hurting you. Say it out loud. I choose to release this not because I feel ready, but because I choose what I become. Letting go won't always feel like strength in the moment, but it's the strongest thing I'll ever do, and I don't need to wait for confidence. I just need to choose courage. Now. Chapter 3. You don't owe the past your future. Just because it shaped you doesn't mean it gets to define you. There's a part of you that still looks back. Not because you want to go there, but because some part of you feels responsible for not letting go, for staying loyal, for remembering everything and everyone. But let's ask something real. What if your loyalty to the past is the very thing keeping you from becoming who you were meant to be? You can be grateful for what shaped you and still walk away from it. You can appreciate the lessons without staying enrolled in the same old pain, because sometimes the chains that hold aren't made of steel, but of memory. There's a version of you, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that made the best choices they could with what they knew, they tried, they survived, they got you here. Honor them, then outgrow them, because you don't owe your past self the burden of staying the same. Your growth doesn't betray them, it completes them. Here's where we get stuck. We think letting go means we're ungrateful. We think moving forward dishonors the people who helped us get here. We think changing our minds means we were wrong back then. But none of that is true. Letting go isn't betrayal, it's evolution. You're not turning your back on the past. You're turning your face toward the future. And no, you don't need to wait for them to understand. Some people will never see the vision that's calling you. Some friends will only understand your past, not your potential. Some paths will feel familiar, but lead you nowhere new, and that's okay. Don't need validation to grow. You need alignment. You need honesty. You need to trust yourself more than you trust their opinion. The third practice. Write a future letter. Write a letter to the version of you still stuck in the past. Thank them for what they gave you. Tell them what you're taking with you, and then tell them what you're leaving behind. Close the letter with this line: I honor you, but I no longer live here. Burn it, tear it, release it. Let it go with grace. Talk to yourself. I am not here to repeat. I am here to rise. The past prepared me, but it will not contain me. I owe it gratitude, not my future. Chapter 4. Fear is not a fortress. It's a lie. What you call safety might be the very thing suffocating you. We call it comfort. We call it protection. We call it just being realistic. But what if I told you the walls you're hiding behind aren't protecting you, they're limiting you? What if fear, disguised as wisdom, has been robbing you of the life you actually want? Because here's the truth no one likes to admit. Fear doesn't always feel like terror. Sometimes it feels like I'll do it later. Sometimes it sounds like this isn't the right time. Sometimes it whispers, You're not ready yet. But listen closely. Fear has one job: to keep you exactly where you are. Not where you're meant to be, not where you're fulfilled, just where you are. And if you're not careful, you'll spend a lifetime mistaking fear for guidance. Think about this: that thing you've been putting off, that decision you keep overthinking, that move you're scared to make. It's not because you can't, it's because fear sold you a lie, and you bought it. The lie that safety equals peace, that stillness equals security, that not failing equals success. But here's what fear never tells you. Not growing is its own form of dying. Not risking is the fastest way to regret. And no, fear doesn't leave when you wait long enough. It gets louder. It builds roots. It becomes your default. So stop waiting for fear to leave. You're not called to wait it out. You're called to walk through it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving with fear in the passenger seat and not giving it the wheel. The next practice: walk one step into the scary. Ask yourself this: if fear wasn't in control today, what would I do? Now do one small step toward that answer. Not everything, just something. Send the message, apply for the thing. Speak the truth, make the call, take the first walk. Let your actions be louder than your excuses. Remember, fear built the walls, but I hold the key. I don't need to destroy it. I just need to stop obeying it. I'm not here to survive in safety. I'm here to live in truth. Chapter 5. Drop the dead weight. Even if it once meant everything. Not everything that mattered should be carried into your future. You once needed it. That relationship, that routine, that goal, that version of you who fought so hard just to stay standing. But here's the hard truth. Just because it helped you survive doesn't mean it's meant to help you thrive. Some things are seasonal. They came into your life to teach, to hold space, to protect you at a time when you didn't know better. But now they're heavy. Now they're limiting. Now they're blocking what could be because you're too focused on preserving what was. You can't rise when your hands are full of what you refuse to release. Let me ask you, what are you still carrying? Out of guilt? Out of nostalgia? Out of fear that letting go will feel like betrayal? Is it a job that drains you but feels safe? A relationship that's familiar but not fulfilling? A goal that once lit your fire but now feels like pressure? It's okay to outgrow things, even the beautiful ones, even the things that once saved you. Because growth isn't always about gaining more. Sometimes it's about subtracting, about decluttering your life. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, about saying, "Thank you for what you gave me, but I don't need to carry you any longer." Here's the paradox. Letting go doesn't mean you're cold. It means you're clear. You finally realized your peace is more valuable than your past, and the weight you've been dragging is not a sign of strength. It's a barrier to your next level. One more practice: the goodbye ritual. Take time today to write a goodbye. Not to a person, but to a version of yourself. The one who stayed small to be liked. The one who tolerated too much just to feel loved. One who played safe instead of playing true. Say goodbye to the version of you that needed what you've now outgrown. And as you let go, whisper this to yourself: I release the weight so I can rise. I am not here to carry forever. Here to become lighter. I don't owe my future to what no longer fits, even if it once meant everything. I choose peace over the past. Chapter 6. Dare to want more. Your desire is not a weakness. It's a whisper from the life you're meant to live. When did you stop allowing yourself to want? Not just need, not just settle, but truly want. More peace, more purpose, more passion. It when they told you you were asking for too much? When life disappointed you one too many times? When you learned that desire often comes with disappointment? So you lowered the bar. You silenced the voice that dreamed big. You stopped reaching and started surviving. But here's the truth. Wanting more doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you human. It means there's still life left in you that refuses to settle. You were born with longing for expansion. Not just to exist, but to express. Not just to make it through, but to make it count. And every time you deny that spark inside, you shrink. You become a stranger to your own potential. A prisoner of its fine when your soul is screaming for more than fine. So here's what I'm asking of you. Dare. Dare to believe that more is possible. Not just for others, but for you. Dare to want more without apologizing for it. Dare to chase what lights you up, even if no one else understands it. They don't have to. It's your life, your vision, your calling. But understand this, wanting more will test you. It will demand growth. It will require boundaries. It will ask you to risk, to stretch, to leave things behind. But what's the alternative? A lifetime of wondering what could have been if only you had given yourself permission. To want more? Another practice. Reclaim your desires. Take a quiet moment today. Ask yourself, what have I stopped allowing myself to want? What did I once dream of that I buried out of fear or guilt? Now write it down, clearly, boldly. Boldly. Let your pen say what your fear has silenced, and then make this vow. I will not be ashamed of wanting a life that sets my soul on fire. I wasn't born to settle. I wasn't made to shrink. I will no longer apologize for wanting more, because more is what I was created for. Chapter 7. You deserve to begin again. You are not your past. You are the possibility of your next brave beginning. There's a version of you that got lost along the way, not because you were weak, not because you failed, but because life got loud, messy, complicated, painful. So you paused, you gave up, you closed off. You stopped believing that you were allowed to start over. But here's the truth. You can begin again, and not only can you deserve to. You deserve to begin again without shame, without carrying the weight of old mistakes. Without apologizing for taking time to heal. You deserve a fresh start. Not when the world forgives you, but when you forgive yourself. There is no rule that says who you were yesterday has to follow you into tomorrow. People may remember your missteps, but you don't have to relive them. You don't have to carry every scar like a sentence. Your healing is not a betrayal of your past, it's a declaration of your worth. So, ask yourself, what part of me have I abandoned because someone else couldn't accept it? What dream have I buried because I failed once and never tried again? What would it look like to give myself another shot? This time, with more grace, more truth, more self-compassion. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your future doesn't care how long you've waited. It only cares that you're willing to rise now, and you don't need anyone's permission to do that. You are allowed to reinvent. You are allowed to rebuild. You are allowed to come back stronger. Next practice, create your restart ritual. Choose one small act today that says, I'm starting again. It could be a journal entry, a message to yourself in the mirror. Throwing away the old plan, starting the new one. Do something physical to mark the moment. Make it sacred, make it yours, make it real. Talk to yourself. I am not stuck. I am not too late. I am not broken beyond repair. I deserve to begin again. And this time, I choose to begin as me. Chapter 8. Make a promise to your future self. You are planting the seeds today for the life you'll harvest tomorrow. Make it count. What if every small decision you make today is shaping the life of someone you haven't met yet? And what if that someone is you? Not the version of you who's tired and stuck, but the one you secretly hope to become. The stronger you, the freer you, the version of you that wakes up fulfilled, because you chose not to give up. Your future self is watching, not judging, but waiting, not blaming, but hoping. Hoping you'll make the hard choice today, hoping you'll take the step, even when it's scary, hoping you'll protect the vision, even when no one claps for it yet, Because every decision you make today's a vote for the person you want to become. So pause, really think about it. When you procrastinate, who pays the price? When you give up, who inherits the consequences? When you choose comfort over courage, who does that cost? Not just you today, but you tomorrow, you next year, you 5 years from now. But here's the good news. Every act of discipline today becomes a gift to your future self. Every time you rise when it's hard, you hand them strength. Every time you keep going, you give them a story they'll be proud to live in. So promise them something, not perfection, not guarantees, but effort, but truth, but a shot at something greater than survival. One more practice. Write the promise. Take a piece of paper and write a simple, sacred promise to your future self. Speak to them like a friend, like someone you love, like someone you don't want to disappoint. Example: I may fail, I may fall, but I won't stop showing up for you. I promise to keep building the life you deserve, even when it's hard. You will not inherit my excuses. You will inherit my effort. Read it aloud and keep it somewhere you'll see every day. Remind yourself, my future is not luck, it's not chance, it's not out of my hands. It is the reward of my courage, the reflection of my commitment, the result of what I do today. Chapter 9. Start ugly, start honest, but start. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be real, and it has to begin. You don't need more time, you don't need more clarity, you don't need permission. What you need is to begin, and no, it won't be pretty. You'll stumble, you'll overthink, you'll feel exposed and unsure, but that's okay. Starting ugly is better than staying stuck. Starting honest is braver than pretending to have it all together. You've waited long enough. You've gathered knowledge, you've healed, you've planned. Now it's time to trust the process and take the first step. Don't let perfection be the prison that keeps your greatness locked away. So what if you don't have all the answers? So what if it's messy? So what if others don't get it? They're not the ones living your life. You are. Every great thing you admire today started with a messy beginning. That book, the first draft, was awful. That athlete, the first workout was sloppy. That speaker, the first speech was awkward. They started anyway, and so must you. Here's the shift. Instead of asking, how do I do this perfectly? Ask, what would it look like to begin raw, real, and ready to learn? Because your courage to begin imperfectly will take you further than waiting endlessly for the right moment. Another practice, take the first imperfect step today. Choose one thing you've been putting off because it's not ready. Do it. Sloppy, ugly, imperfect. Launch the blog. Record the video, send the message, make the move. Then celebrate the courage. Not the result. You didn't wait. You didn't hide. You started. Tell yourself, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be present. I don't need to impress. I just need to begin. This may be messy. It may be uncertain, but it's mine, and it matters because I started. Chapter 10. This is your life. No one else can live it for you. Your life is not a rehearsal. This moment is not a preview. It is the show, and it belongs to you. You've waited, you've doubted, you've listened to everyone else's voices, but your own. But here's the thing. No. One is coming to live your life for you. No one can step in and write your story the way you were meant to. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is not someday. This is not a placeholder for the real thing. This is it. This is your life, and it is happening. Right now, your parents can't live it for you. Your partner can't feel it for you. Your mentors, your friends, your heroes, they can inspire, but they cannot decide, because only you know what sets your soul on fire. Only you know what emptiness feels like when you ignore your calling. Only you wake up inside your own skin every single day. So stop outsourcing your becoming. Stop waiting for someone to choose you, save you, validate you. You don't need a sign. You are the sign. This life is not something to get through. It's not a checklist of obligations. It's not a waiting room for something better. It's breath, it's blood, it's fire, it's sacred, and it's yours. So the question becomes, what will you do with it? Will you live it loud or muted, full or halfway, rooted in truth or chained by fear? You've heard the excuses. You've lived the hesitation. Now it's time to live the truth. The last practice. Reclaim your life today. Look in the mirror, not to criticize, not to judge, but to recognize that the person looking back at you, they've survived, they've endured, they've waited, now they're ready. Say it out loud, as if your soul depends on it. This is my life. I will not hand it away. I will not wait for someone else to make it meaningful. I choose it. I claim it. I live it, starting now. I don't need more time. I need more truth. I don't need to be ready. I need to be real. This is my life. No one else can live it for me, and I won't waste another second trying to be anyone but me.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions. Send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.